Hi friends, welcome to another gab about some stuff. The stuff we are gabbing about today is actually part of a tag. This tag was started by Asoneo, and I'm fairly certain it's called the 3-in-1 tag. It is 3 luxury items that are your favorite this year and 1 item that maybe missed the mark a little bit. She didn't have a ton of crazy parameters around what the items needed to be, so it was pretty open. And she didn't tag anybody specifically. She just said if you felt like doing it, you were welcome and invited. So I felt welcome and invited and inspired. Her video is super fun. I will leave her information so that you can check her out and check out some of her other videos. She's like real bubbly and fun and has a real good energy to her video, so do give her a look. So without further ado, let's just get into my 3 items. My first item is a Louis Vuitton shawl. It doesn't have a great name. It's just called the Giant Monogram Shawl, and as you can see, the monogram is giant, so the name suits the item. I love shawls and I always get so much use out of them, and I was looking for one to add to my collection. I purchased this one specifically because I have a gray coat that I enjoyed the year before, and I was looking forward to rocking it this year, and I was kind of going to go for like a monochrome kind of a situation. After probably weeks, maybe a couple of months deliberating, I decided to buy it. Of course, then spring spring was a little bit of a letdown and a bust. So at first I was a little bit disappointed because I spent so much time deliberating about purchasing it, and then once I finally purchased it, we weren't even able to wear things out. So I was like, oh no. But I was also inspired to purchase this because I saw Will McCason. I don't know if you all know him, but he has a similar shawl, but it's like a blanket, and it's actually a Gucci blanket, and it's huge, and I saw him using it as homeware, and I noticed that this could be used as homeware too. So once it became evident that we weren't going nowhere for spring, this quickly became a blanket for while I work from home. I did put it away for summer, but it's been back since fall, and it just drapes beautifully. It's cashmere and silk blend, I'm fairly certain. It feels delightful on the skin, and it just matches everything. So if I'm sitting at my desk and I'm just doing a couple of calls and I don't want to turn the whole heat on or anything like that, I can just throw this over my lap or over my shoulder or whatever. So it's really doing the damn thing indoors. I'll tell you what it's made of. It is 70% cashmere and 30% silk. So, you know, definitely like quality ingredients. I have no regrets, and I'm so happy to own this. Like, look at that. I just threw it on now as I'm getting chilly making this video, and here we go. It's a whole vibe. It's a mood. It's beautiful. There's no date to it, right, or time or anything like that. So as long as the cashmere holds up, which it should, then I will be wearing this for decades and decades, springs and falls alike. So this is my first item. My second item is a luxury item, but it's not a designer item, and I'm actually wearing it right now. I purchased this pendant on a day that I was not expecting to do so, but it has become one of my favorite items, and I think has added a lot to my necklace stack. I purchased it from a local pawn shop. It took me 0 time to decide that I wanted it, and I purchased it basically on the spot. And one of the reasons I purchased it on the spot was because I'd always wanted a Nefertiti pendant when I was growing up. The cool girls growing up in the 90s, the cool girls in my school wore Nefertiti things, earrings, and you know, the bamboo earrings and the pendants and things like that. And in my house, we were not doing that. We were not cool girl material. That wasn't really, either you could have a cross with a little Jesus on it, or you could have nothing. So I had a cross with a little Jesus on it. But I always felt like I'd missed something in my teen years, that I didn't get to have one of those pendants. So imagine my glee and delight when they had one. So I snapped it up and I wear it basically now every single day. So that's my second best purchase of 2020. It would have been impossible to get through this video without at least one bag, right? Because I am a lover of handbags. So my third item in my 3 favorite and best purchases of 2020 is my Louis Vuitton duffel bag. This bag is very important and special to me because it is one of my breaks from purchasing bags based on their usefulness. This is a bag that I purchased solely because I wanted it and I loved it. It took me a very long time to get to the point where I was buying luxury. I mean, always I was buying luxury because I wanted it, but for so long I felt like I needed to be able to justify the purchases and explain, if anybody demanded an explanation of me, that, you know, oh, I can use it for work and it's got so many purposes and all this stuff and blah blah blah, blah. Hence the never fulls and the speedy purchases, right? And I could use them all the time. The duffel bag, there's no justification other than that it's so daggone cute. It's so pretty and I wanted it. I love the shape. I love the uniqueness. I mean, it's got so much vachetta. And it doesn't fit a whole ton, so it's not a work bag or anything. It's definitely like a casual once in a while bag, and for a long time I thought, how dare I spend so much money on something just because. And yeah, I no longer feel that way. So this was a push in that direction. I could not be more happy. So this is my third best purchase of 2020. And now my last item, my plus one, my not a regret, but I'm not getting the use out of it that I could be. I don't know. Let me just show you what it is. It is this Louis Vuitton St. Cloud bag in the red epi leather. I purchased this, I think, in April of 2020 because I was looking at my collection and I thought I was missing a red bag. So I added this one. I'd always enjoyed looking at the St. Cloud and I like flat bags a lot, and I wanted a bag, especially after purchasing the very of the moment maybe duffel bag. I wanted something that was a little bit more grounded, a little bit more classic in its shape and appeal and aesthetic. So I went for the St. Cloud, which I'd always admired on others, and I thought, well, this will be a great way to experiment with a red bag in my collection. It didn't hurt that it was a really good price. Like, I got this for less than $400 on eBay. And it's in amazing condition. I mean, it's over 25 years old, so it's not in very good condition or excellent condition, but it's in good condition for a 25-year-old bag, certainly, like no dings or wears or anything like that. So, you know, is it because it's red that I'm not reaching for it, or is it because one of the bags that I was really looking at and I'm still looking at is a red Chanel boy bag, and maybe I should have just saved up to buy a red Chanel boy bag, you know, instead of buying a different red bag. It's also, I mean, summer was a little bit of a bust like every other season this 2020, so maybe it's just that there weren't enough places to go to wear it. I envisioned wearing this like to places where I would be wearing a white dress or a black dress, like something light and easy and playful that I could just grab this, especially for outdoors. If I were at like a barbecue or something like that, like this bag, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about people bumping into me or spilling things on it. If I had to set it in the grass, no big deal. So that's kind of what I thought I would use it for, none of which was really what was up. this summer, so maybe that's what it is. I have no plans to separate from it. I mean, you know, it's a great bag. It fits a ton. I have a video on what fits here, and I compare it with my Pochette Métis and stuff, so if you're curious, just take a look through my other videos. But it's a great bag. I just haven't, I've used it one time. I went to a doctor's appointment in July. That's it. So, you know, we haven't had the love affair that I thought we might, but it's not too late, and maybe 2021 will present more opportunities to use this beauty. So we'll see, but that's kind of where we're at right now. So that's it, friends. Those are my 3 plus 1, 3 of my best and 1 not quite best luxury purchases of 2020. So like Asoneo, I will tag anyone who would like to make this video because it's a ton of fun, and there's a lot of information about like the best and things that you gotta have. But honestly, like, even when you intend and are mindful about your purchases, I think, very mindful about my purchases. Sometimes they don't just quite do what you thought they would do. So it does happen, no big deal. We learned from it, we move on. So would love to hear what some of your best purchases were. Also, if there were some that are definitely at least question marks, if not absolute regrets, because there are those too. So in the meantime, please gab back, take care, and fam. Peace.